A ship is always safe at the shore, but that's not what it is built for. Hello my dear learners, welcome to my channel. My name is Namita and today's session is going to be all about vocabulary, because many of you feel that you cannot really remember the vocabulary. You are trying to learn a lot of words, you are trying to read books so that you can come across a lot of new words, but still when it comes to speaking in real life situations, you cannot recall the same words. So we will talk about it. Why is this problem happening? What can you do to remember and recall all the vocabulary that you have grasped? But before that, let's learn some new words. Alright, some words that are not very common to use, but if you really want to polish your English language skills, these words can be very helpful. So the first word is amity. Now, amity means having friendly relations, basically having cordial relationships. Now, the first thing that comes to my mind when I listen to amity is Amity University. So that is the reason they have kept this name amity, right? So you can relate this word to Amity University, that they have this name because of a purpose. They want you to have cordial relationships with the mentors, with among the students, everything like that. So this is the reason why they have kept the name. So relate this word to Amity University. An example can be absence of amity among relatives often leads to disputes. Now relate it to something which you are more connected with. You can now try to make one or two sentences of your own using amity. So it will be easy for you to remember and understand this word better. Let's talk about the second word, jittery. Jittery means nervous or unable to relax. Now, when do you feel nervous? If I talk about myself, I always am jittery about medical checkups. This is something which makes me so nervous. So relate it to something which you are connected with. Again, something which you can relate better to. So make 2-3 more sentences from your side using jittery. The third word is turmoil. Now, turmoil means the state of great disturbance, confusion, or uncertainty. For example, Sri Lanka is currently facing an economic and political turmoil. Now, again, try to make 2-3 more sentences using the word turmoil, where you know that there is a lot of disturbance or uncertainty, or there is some of confusion going on. So it will be better for you to keep it etched in your memory, right? The fourth word is aloof. Now, aloof means not friendly. For example, I have always been aloof from local politics. Now, basically it means being distant and detached. So what are the things which you are aloof from, which you stay aloof from, basically where you are a bit detached? So try making 2-3 sentences from your side now. Now the fifth word is insight. Insight means an accurate and deep understanding of someone or something. As I always say, reading books give us an insight into life and its meaning. So insight is all about understanding something deeply. Now, which are the things which bring insight into you? So use insight in your sentences with your reference. So that will help you a lot. Make sentences using insight now. But there is one more insight, which means to move to action. The example would be the workshop was conducted to incite the creative mind. So there is a difference between the two, this in the spellings also and in the meanings also. So use both the insight in your sentences to learn the words better. And now, once you've, we have learned 5-6 new words today. So what you have to do, you have to, after making the sentences of your own, you have to deliberately use it in your conversations with your friends, relatives, colleagues, or anyone you feel that you can talk to in English with. Or while you are talking to yourself, then also you can use it. So try to deliberately use these words in your sentences, in conversations. If once you've used them, they will be there in your memory forever. But I know I keep getting comments like, we don't remember vocabulary words. The problem has nothing to do with the vocabulary words. It has nothing to do with meanings. It has everything to do with your mind and your memory. The memory which is not having the capacity to hold things. Why? Because we are not exercising this brain enough. Why can't you retain something that you've already read, that you have made sentences with? Why can't you do that? I can give you n number of tricks and tips to do it like this, make sentences, repeat the word, keep repeating it. What's the point? You will again come and say, I cannot remember. So this is not something which I can give you a solution for. You have to look for the answer within. Why am I not being able to retain a word? Such a simple thing, word like amity, word like insight, word like turmoil. Why can't I remember it? Because I'm not exercising my brain enough to retain the things that I'm reading or I'm looking for the meanings in dictionary. We are not using this brain to its full capacity. What is happening is that we are so used to this passive consumption happening, the content being played in front of our eyes, we don't have to use this brain. What do we need to do? We just have to click. These fingers are only going to do the task. The brain doesn't need to function. You know what, when this Blinkit and everything food delivery apps came, that food will be delivered or groceries will be delivered, specifically groceries, Blinkit, Big Basket, which is delivering now in 15-20 minutes. What happened? So this is a revolution. Basically, people are enjoying it a lot. But the first thing that came to my mind was, okay, so now we don't even have to remember the stuff which we are running out of. Otherwise, people would make list of the groceries that this is going to be finished soon, so I need to restock it. Be it your sugar, be it your rice, the wheat, or any other flours, or the pulses, whatever you need, the grains, other grains, everything, spices. People would make a list and would use their brain to remember what are we falling short of, so we will restock it. Now you don't have to do that anymore. You know, there are applications. If something has completely finished in the kitchen, I can order it and I'll receive it in 10 minutes. So this is what is happening. We are not using this brain at all. That is the reason you're not being able to remember the vocabulary. So you have to exercise this brain more. That is why I insist on reading, because when you're reading, it is not a passive consumption. You're using your mind. Of course, you have to use it to figure out the words, the meanings, the sentences. You are using your mouth, because I always say read aloud, read it out loud, and your ears are also active. They are listening to you. So reading would be the best exercise. And then when you come across a vocabulary word, don't just let it be. Okay, I've looked for meaning, googled it and done. Write it down on a piece of paper. This is exercising your brain. People who play crosswords, what are they doing? They are exercising this brain. So you have to exercise it enough. You are so used to just sitting like a couch potato and technology doing the task for you that you are not using it enough. The only solution for remembering and recalling the vocabulary at the time of speaking is that you have to work on this mind, make yourself more mentally strong, and that will happen when you start using it. Right now we are not using it. We are sitting passively in front of a screen listening to people saying, performing, acting, dancing, singing. What are we doing? It is time for action. So bring this mind to action and then see how you perform when you speak. You will be able to remember vocabulary. For that, you have to have a strong mind. So don't think that there is anything wrong with the vocabulary or there is anything wrong with the language. Stop blaming English. It is all about your mind. You have to exercise it more. Don't let it sedate. It's like a drug. This whole technology is a drug which is just keeping it in a sedated mode. So there has to be no sedation from now on. Let it work itself out. Work out your brain, right? Okay, so this was all about vocabulary. So this is how you are going to work. But before I end this video, I would like to read out something, because I never say that go for word of the day and just try to cram them. It's better that you read, and then whatever you come across, you can work on it. So I have a book right in front of me. Let's see how. This is a book called The Be Happy Attitudes by Robert H. Sculler, another favorite of mine. I have loved this book to the fullest. Let's start reading something randomly which can be helpful, so that you know that when you read and you come across new words, how you have to work on them. Now here is this paragraph called occupational poverty. Let's start reading it. Okay, everybody is poor in his or her own way. Yours may be occupational poverty. If you are just starting out in life, you probably lack a dream. You need to know how to find a professional dream and how to pursue it. Now there is this word called pursue. Write it down in your notebook. if you have one. Otherwise, pause it, get yourself one and write this word down, pursue. If you already have a goal toward which you are striving, you may lack an emotional support system which will carry you towards success. Now, striving, write the second word down, striving. While reading, we have found two new words. If you are very successful, if you think you have arrived and you've got it made, you may also have a need. What is it? You may need to decide where you go from here and how you handle the success you have achieved. If occupational success is eluding you, then the first be happy attitude verse is for you. Now, eluding is a new word. Write this third one down. For happiness will come when you surrender your arrogance and ask for help. Arrogance, write down the fourth word, arrogance. Pride keeps us from crying out. Greed also stops us. We want to take all the credit for our success. Let me share with you a valuable sentence I committed to memory long ago. God can do tremendous things through the person who doesn't care who gets the credit. It's a beautiful paragraph, but we have a new word called tremendous. If you already know the meanings, wonderful. For those who don't know, I hope you've jotted it down by now. The first one was pursue. Now, pursue means following something, right? When you follow something to reach your goal or something like that. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to use this word pursue and relate it somewhere to my life. Like I can say, I want to pursue a career as a musician. Okay. Now, it will be easy for me to remember this word pursue because I have related it to myself. I want to pursue a career as a musician, right? The first one was pursue, which means to follow. The second word was striving. Now, striving means making efforts to achieve something. Striving, like again, I will relate it to myself. I am striving to become my best version, right? Again, it is about me, so it will be easy for me to remember it because I've related it to myself. The third word was eluding. Eluding means that when you cannot catch something, which is not being able to caught, something escapes you, is eluding. Here it was written, if occupational success is eluding you, then the first, this is for you. Now, eluding means to, which you are not able to catch something. I would say last night I was extremely tired, but the sleep was eluding me. So this is another sentence that I've tried to make. Last night I was extremely tired, but the sleep eluded me. So it will be easy for me to remember it. Which one was the next word? The next one was arrogance. Yes, arrogance means the attitude of superiority. It's not a positive word. Being arrogant is not a positive quality. So arrogance, I can say I find people who show off and are arrogant very unpleasant, or showing off and arrogance both are unpleasant for me. So something like this you can also write. Basically, I dislike the people who are arrogant. Now the next word was, it was tremendous. Yes, the next one was tremendous. Now tremendous is used in two senses. One as very large. The second one is it is used for something which is very good, for very large and very good. I eat mindfully so that I always have tremendous amount of energy to perform all the chores in a day. So that's one way of using tremendous. The second meaning is very good. Now I can say that reading your comments is a tremendous experience for me. It truly is. So that's a true sentence. So if I have to remember tremendous, I'll make sentences like these. So you also make sentences using new words, whichever you're coming across. Look for their meanings and then try to make sentences related to yourself, your life, so that you can remember them all the time. When you relate it to yourself, then it's easy for you to find a relationship with that word. So recalling becomes a little easy. And forcefully use those words in that one day. If you've learned 5 new words, try using them. Whether someone is understanding or not, you use it from your side. Tell your friend that I'm planning to pursue a career in banking. Tell your friend that I am striving to become a better person every day. So this is how you can use vocabulary. It is not very hard. It is not something which cannot happen. It is just that your brain and your mind has to be ready to just retain everything that you're putting inside it. If it is not retaining, then there is something seriously wrong which needs to be fixed. So try to fix that up. Try to work on your mental health more than you work on your any other emotional state or anything. Don't get driven by emotions. Don't get driven by the technology. Try to be as real as you can, and you'll be able to be very strong. Your language skills would be strong. All your skills, your overall personality will start shining once you disconnect yourself from the virtuality of the contemporary times. I will see you in my next video. Take care of yourself. All the very best to you with your vocabulary and your overall spoken English. See you. Bye bye.